the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on a Monday morning. We are glad that you have joined us wherever and whenever it is that you join us each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. Brett and Faith here on a Monday, the week of Christmas. And we hope all of you planning a good, fun, maybe a relax. Is it possible to relax during this week? I'm not sure it is.
I think I'm still at the age where I can. I'm not hosting Christmas. I'm not the one,
Right.
Everyone's not coming over to my house to do it. So I think I still have some time to relax.
So you're going to find a time to relax. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of back and forth and people going everywhere. I am a little better. It's better than last week. Still a little raspy, but better than last week, right?
Hey, I'm glad that you're feeling fine. That's as much as I can ask for.
Yeah, yep. So, but anyway, we are glad that everybody's joined us, and we've got a ton to talk about. Obviously, every single day, every single hour, something different. I mean, roster depletion is crazy right now. When you look at, you and I talked with several people this weekend and back and forth on text threads, and really, it's the sky falling scenario. I mean, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I brought up that, hey, you have one portal window, and if you're thinking about getting in the portal, you're going to do it. If you're if you have a smidget of a intrigue of getting in the portal, you're going to do it, because once that portal window closes, you can't do it for a whole nother year. So it's forcing people that maybe were on the borderline to say, oh, let me run through a spring, to not do it. Now they're going, I got to jump. I got to get in there.
Here's what I like to hear. I like to hear the new, I guess, the new way that Alex Golish and his team are doing the NIL deals is that you get a rate, or you get a bonus, I guess, once you hit a certain number, or whatever it might be that the coaches decide, hey, this is good. You don't get it immediately. We're not paying you based on potential. We're paying you based on what you've done on paper. And I really like that. That's something that you and I have talked about a lot in the past, and how we want that to be the new wave of everything in college sports, because that just makes more sense, other than, going and paying somebody $1 million to sit on the bench.
Right.
Something. So same thing happens with injuries too, Brett. I mean, obviously you saw what happened with Damari Alston and what ended up happening with him.
Right.
And then he gets kicked off the team.
Well, I think when you look at it from a rational standpoint, and seeing both sides, you got a new coach, new staff. They have to make evaluations on who they feel like is priority. And we'll start with quarterback, because Ashton Daniels, obviously, I think we knew this was probably the scenario that was coming. That, where realistically, unless you went to him and said, you're going to start, where does he fit in this room? Because Deuce Knight, you're going to obviously, I would think, as a coaching staff, do everything you can to keep him. So you're going to have to spend more money probably on that. And then bring in Byron Brown. That's the rumor. He hasn't gotten in the portal because the portal's not open yet. But when the portal opens, everybody's anticipating Byron Brown jumping in, coming to Auburn. So and you got a freshman coming in, a 3-star. What do you think, Faith, is his option really? Like, you got 1 year left. Auburn did that to preserve his red shirt. So what is he gonna do realistically? And the realistic thing for Ashton Daniels is to go find a place he can go play this year. He doesn't have time to sit and wait it out anymore. This is it for him. He's got one shot.
I don't know what the right answer is But I agree that I think there's somebody better than Ashton Daniels for this Auburn team, whether it is Deuce Knight, whether it is Byron Brown. I mean, I don't know what the answer is right now.
Maybe Ashton Daniels should have been starting the whole year. Maybe, I see what Justin said, not to cut you off, Faith, but 0-3 as a starter, maybe he was the best option to begin with. But you were so bought in with Jackson Arnold, and that project failed so poorly. But it got to a point where you were forced to go in another direction. But by then it was too late.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with that. And, it stinks because when we were watching spring and fall, all those things that we said that Ashton Daniels wasn't ready to play. And then obviously Jackson Arnold also was not ready to play. So I just think they waited too late to decide what to do between the two quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it cost you Freeze's job. His inability to make a decision at quarterback cost him his job in making a poor decision. And I hate it for Ashton Daniels now, because I think if he'd have had an opportunity to get the start at the beginning of the season, he could have developed and gotten even better and better and better. And I just don't think that I don't think that maybe he got a fair shot. But now it's in a situation where, with Byron Brown, and Deuce Knight being priority, and let's not kid ourselves, we know that Alex Golish is probably doing everything he can to make sure Byron Brown ends up at Auburn in this first year for him, in his last year of college football for Byron Brown. And then explaining to Deuce Knight he's the future. That, yes, I know you want to play. I know you want to get on the field now. But you are the future. Let's get in there and get some stability and let you learn under our offense, and then we're going to hand it to you.
I think you're right. I mean, again, is Deuce Knight able to go somewhere else and play immediately? Or do you wait it?
He's not. I mean, unless it's a desperate situation. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean.
Yes. No, I 100% agree. So I think that's where NIL deals, and there's just no logical sense in a lot of the poaching that's going on, because I think teams probably are out there telling him, like, you'll get playing time this year. Like, you'll be the one. You have to wait. And if you can't see that at Auburn, if you're not starting, that you're probably not going to go and start somewhere else.
No.
Hello. So I don't know, but I do think there has to be some sort of you have to bring Deuce Knight into the plays and bring him into the offense
right,
because I do think he needs the experience, and I do think he's good enough too.
Well, and the rumor is, and let's just be honest about it, I don't think Alex Golish really even had he wasn't the top priority. Ashton Daniels wasn't with him in conversations. So when you're looking at a quarterback and a guy that really played a lot toward the end of the season, was the starter, and you don't really make him a priority, kind of sends a message.
Yeah.
Sends a message about that. All right, Kayan Lee gets in the portal, another defensive back. I mean, we look at this list, and is anybody else got a running list? I don't keep up with anybody else, but we keep up with ours. It takes all of our effort to do this. What other college out there has 21, 22 guys in the portal already? Well, I know they're not in the portal, but have indicated that they're going to get in the portal. Has anybody got one like this? I mean, I don't know of one. I don't know of another. I mean, maybe Arkansas. Has Arkansas got? I'm looking at the bottom tier of the SEC. Do they have a bunch of guys going, man, I can't get in here fast enough? Hey, Florida, we know that they've got a bunch in the portal, are going to get in the portal. I mean, look at these other teams like LSU with Lane Kiffin. I mean, I'd like to see a list. Justin said Indiana had 30-something when Sig took over. I mean, I get it. I mean, now, though, you got one portal window The difference is you had a spring to also kind of make up for, deficiencies. Now you get one shot for both sides, players and the team. How many are actually going to stay in the portal and leave is the question. We're way on our way to the 30 number, Faith. Well on our way to the 30 number.
Way too close to already hitting the 30 number from where we are right now and the day.
But seriously, looking at the list, how many actually leave of the 21 that's in there right now? I want to know, just from a mental standpoint, of how many, and from a pride standpoint, do you go, all right, once you've done this, it's kind of hard to come back, isn't it?
I think it looks bad to come back, and I also think you're gonna be taking a reduced paycheck if you come back, because, again, you're asking for more. You go out in the portal, and other schools don't offer you what you're asking for again, and
Right.
then you have to come back and take a reduction in your paycheck.
What
So
about like a DeAndre Carter? He has no film hardly. He was highly touted coming out of high school, big time offensive lineman. I mean, what big time program is going to go, all right, we got to go get DeAndre Carter and add him to our roster? He couldn't get on the field at Auburn. So, like, realistically, is this, hey, I know I don't have a shot here and leave, that's why I'm in the portal? Or am I in the portal because I think I can get more? Like, people get in the portal for different reasons. Obviously, Amaris Williams, Jamonte Waller, very highly touted. Amaris Williams was going to be the next guy behind Keldrick Faulk. Is he going to get a better offer? Was this a thing that Alex Golich said, well, we're already paying you way too much anyway, and we're not going to pay you this much again? And it's like, okay, well, there's just a lot of different reasons why people get in the portal.
again, this is exactly why I think a lot of guys that are already on the team do not like the incentive-based, production-based NIL deals that Auburn is deciding to do now with
Right.
Alex Golich, because they obviously are taking a reduction in their paycheck already, because, like you said, a lot of them don't have as much film as what they're already being paid to go out there and perform to do, while they
Right.
just sit on the bench, and Auburn wants to use that for other people, other talent, whatever. Now, if that is not making somebody want to work harder, or, if they don't see that, okay, I'm obviously not going to play, so I'm not going to reach my incentives so that I can get paid more, sure, go ahead and leave, because that's
But good luck to you.
yeah,
But good
that's
luck to you.
you saying, okay, I'm not going to play, I'm not going to be able to reach that, I don't have that potential. Okay, well, if you have that mindset, Alex Golich does not want you on the team. It's
Right.
as simple as that.
Right. Hey, I like incentive based. I mean, we've said it for 3 weeks, that's how it ought to be across the board.
I mean, that's how Auburn is doing
Well-
it with Coach Golich.
Well, here's the only problem with this. Like, you're going to have people need to understand, you're going to have growing pains. If you're going to go out, now I know some of these guys didn't produce, but you can't go out and replace 4 and 5-star potential with 3-star potential in a mass number. Okay. You can at a couple of places, but when you do it as a whole, because I was going to go through this list and look, how many of these guys were 4 and 5-star guys? Malcolm Simmons, Jackson Arnold, Perry Thompson, Horatio Fields, Antonio Coleman, DeAndre Carter, Jay Crawford, Malik Blockton, Jamonte Waller, Amaris Williams, all Kayan Lee, all 4-star guys are higher coming out of high school. So are you going to go replace all of those guys with another 4 or 5-star guy? Or are you going to replace them with a 3-star guy that's had 2 years of experience in college? And it may equal out. I don't know. But on paper, it's telling you you're taking a downgrade. And you're
Yeah,
going
but
to have
already you look at paper right now and look at this last season, Auburn easily could have been.
well, they had the 13th best roster in the country. Did they have the 13th best results? 13th best result in the country? No.
Not
So
by
I
a
get
long
it. I mean, I get it. Everything's all potential. But I told you, yeah, I saw that, Justin. I mean, they both played one team. Well, I mean, USF played one team and beat Florida. I get that. Can you sustain that over? Look, nobody's questioning that Hugh Freeze was a terrible coach. X's and O's. There's nobody that can argue against that because he took a superior roster and couldn't win anything. Anybody. Couldn't beat anybody. So can somebody like Signetti take a roster with a bunch of 3-stars and coach them up? Yeah, in certain situations, of course. I'm talking about you're getting a tougher schedule and you are taking a step back in what you have on paper potentially. That's all it is. Now, I don't think I ever questioned this team's effort on the field. I think they played hard. I just think they were put in bad situations. So take a better coach and put them in place. The results were probably different.
You already saw the results look different with Derek Nix being the one calling the plays and DJ Durkin as the interim head coach. I mean, you saw a few step backs in a few areas, but we were more worried about the offense. And you saw that in just a few weeks, they were tremendously better than with Hugh Freeze there as the head coach. So, I don't know what the right answer for any of this is, of whether the NIL incentive-based deals are better. I think they are, but also
Well, who likes this? Who likes this that we're going through? I mean, this complete and total turnover.
well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say next was that how is the incentive-based deals affecting the roster now and people leaving? I think it has to be a big chance that it's making some of these guys want to go and test their limits and see the waters of, who's going to offer them what they want or think they deserve. But
full alt NFL. It's all it is with no cap as far as no rules or regulations, no contract. Just every year, if you want to test the waters, you can test them. And this is not college football anymore. You can say whatever you want to about it, but it's not. So, all right, let's talk about some of our partners because we couldn't do the show without them. And we start with Sensagreen.
Sensagreen, for air that's cool and clean over the holidays, make sure to call Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation for air that is warm and clean. Call Sensagreen with Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Scout Program Management is a full construction management firm in Birmingham, Alabama, and they work with all types, municipalities, educational institutions, and look, I've been talking to them for a long time, and they're the best in the business. If you have a major project, a major budget, and you need it managed, that's what they do. And they hold people accountable. They will hold the contractors accountable to what they're supposed to do. So check them out, scoutpm.com online, or pick up the phone and call them. And look, just use them as a consultant. Bring them in. Let them tell you what you need to be doing. I promise you, you will not be sorry.
Bunkers in downtown Auburn for all the fun, good music, food, sports, everything, go to Bunkers in downtown Auburn. It is one of the best places to go. I mean, seriously, I have so much fun there every single time I'm there, and their food is outstanding. So make sure you head over to Bunkers in downtown Auburn. They've got a lot of happy hour deals, really, really good deals that you can't find anywhere else.
I can't believe you didn't go over there this weekend.
I know. I should have.
Yep. WK said, I think it's time to value NIL on performance. Look, if this would have just been done at the beginning, if somebody with a brain had gotten a hold of this before you let all the toothpaste out of the tube and you said, okay, with NIL, we're going to force teams, colleges, schools, whatever you want to call it now, I don't even know what it's called, to sign kids to contracts and have an evaluation period. I've been saying this for damn near 2 years, okay? And if you did it that way, it's better for the player and it gives incentive for them to go out and play harder. Because at the end of 2 years, they can go, look at what I mean to this team. You want to keep me? Am I a priority? If not, I'll be a priority for somebody else. And it gives them an open market to go do that. You give a bunch of people money coming out of high school and ain't done squat. And some of them peter out and then they go, oh, well, I mean, we saw what Troy Aikman said about the kid at UCLA. He said, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not writing any more checks. He said, I hope UCLA wins, but I ain't doing it no more, man. Like, it's amazing to me that with all the people in as big a business as this is, screwed this thing up from the get-go. And now we've got what we got.
The other thing is, too, is they haven't been able to make a clear rule for a lot of these things. It's all that.
Well, the problem is, who is they? I think that's what you and I've talked about for months. Who is they?
It's true.
If you knew who they was,
you would know who to go after.
And if they had any power, they could do this. But that's the problem. Nobody's enforcing anything. So the tampering, everybody's like, well, you can't do that because they're not in the portal yet. Man, come on. Like, if you're worth a darn, everybody's going through back channels, other players, buddies. They may not necessarily be doing it at the school from a coaching standpoint, picking up the phone, making the call, but they get Joe Blow on your roster to go, hey, your buddy's with him over at Ole Miss, right? And you're like, yeah. Hey, can you give him a call? Tell him how much we want him over here. How do you police that?
Well, I don't even know. I don't know if it was Kenny Dillingham or if it was Drink. I don't know who it was, but they were saying that their entire
talking about the tampering.
Yeah, everybody's already called his offense.
That's it.
So, hello.
I mean, that's
trying to say that like it's not happening.
It's been happening, and it's going to continue to happen. So, all right, let's move on. We'll take your comments. We'll continue to do that. But let's shift over to this basketball program. Look, I've got plenty of thoughts on this. You know, it really boils down to, when I look at it, it's about the way you play on the floor. It's really not about the score. And when you look at Auburn in 3 of 4 games against top-ranked opponents, they've not been competitive. And look, I know this is a different team. I know you're definitely have some holes in the front court. I get it. You're not the same as when you had Dylan Cardwell and Janai Broome. But this is not a terrible roster. And are you telling me that Purdue is basically 30 points better than you? Are you telling me that? I mean, I know Auburn's got a couple of good wins already. But my point is, I mean, in 1 year, I know it's a total roster flip, but you went out and got pretty good players. We all talked about what we felt about this team. It's going to be a different style. But to me, The problem is you look up and everybody's scoring 88, 90 points on you. And your defense is what's failing you. And I know you don't have the rim protection, but maybe the effort just didn't quite there either. I mean, this is 3 out of 4 where you've gotten your doors blown off.
It is the defense that it honestly, Brett, to me, just looks like people are confused out there, running around, not really playing defense, but just looking confused.
I gave you a comparison between Braden Smith and Todd Pettiford. Braden Smith, 14 assists. Now, I know that's crazy high, but 14 assists. Todd Pettiford 1. Stephen Pearl has said over and over about the distribution of the basketball. Auburn had 13 assists for the game, Faith.
Yeah.
Braden Smith had 14 by himself. So I don't know what the disconnect is here. To me, clearly, they're not playing as a team. And that's on Stephen Pearl to get that part fixed. I didn't say I expected Auburn to beat Purdue, but I did expect them to compete. And outside of the first 10 minutes of the game, you knew where it was going. And you're just not getting production. And look, if Kevin Overton doesn't have a star-studded game, I mean, Auburn barely got to 60. He had 22 of the 60. He had a third or more than third of Auburn's points.
I mean, they shot 36% from inside and 28% from the three-point line. Like,
it's just, again, I know that Purdue
good.
has maybe the best offense in the country, but again, from an effort standpoint and a depth right now, we talked about the depth. You know, Auburn's really playing 7 guys, maybe 8, that are getting substantial minutes.
3 guys came off the bench in that game.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see when you get into SEC play how this thing plays out, because it's every night. It's a marathon in the SEC. It's not a bunch of Purdue's and Arizona's and Michigan's, but it's a bunch of NC States, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have to play at a high level every single night. If not, you're going to get beat by anybody in this conference, especially on the road. Especially on the road. It's where it gets tough. So, look, I'm not sitting here trying to throw darts this morning, but off the hoof against teams, and I heard what Pearl said, like he's encouraged and blah, 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 and that's fine. But that's not where this program has been built to. And I don't want Auburn people to start thinking, oh, well, those are all Sweet 16 teams. Well, what are we aspiring to be? I mean, we just went to the Final Four, and I know it's a different year. I know it's a different roster, but your expectations shouldn't change once you get there.
Yeah, no, Brett, I agree. And I think now it's tonight, or not tonight, a week from today, Auburn hosts Queens. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And again, that's a game that it's not a quick turnaround from Purdue, and they're a 5-7 team. Auburn should blow their doors off.
Yeah, right. And Todd Pettiford getting injured, I mean, probably will not even play in that game.
Right. But then after that, on the 3rd, you go to Athens to play Georgia. So it is there just isn't enough time for these guys for us to keep saying that they need to get defense, like they need to learn this.
Well, you got Georgia, Texas A&M, Arkansas, and Missouri. 2 of them on the road, 2 of them at home. So it's not a daunting start to the schedule, but
Auburn can't be playing the way that they've been playing. If you
well,
don't have any
and that's what
defense,
WK just said. My expectations get to the tournament. I think that's obviously the expectation every year. But what I'm seeing from an offensive production standpoint against better opponents and a defensive effort, it ain't going to be a tournament team.
no.
Now, again, you played 4 really good teams and you were in one game and you had a chance to win that one game. The other 3 were blowouts determined with 10, 15 minutes left in the game. It was over. Okay. Really not competitive. So, yeah, will they play better in SEC play? Yeah, because I just said it's a bunch of NC States every day, not a bunch of Arizonas and Michigans. So I want to see if they can get the problem I see is a bunch of individualized basketball. I'm going to go get 22 or I'm going to go get 30, but we're still going to lose by 30. That doesn't do anybody any good. So
That's exactly what today's world is in college sports is you don't play together for 2 years, you play together for 9 months. You go and leave and go to the next place. You don't get to learn the guys. You don't get to go and play, for a few months off
right.
and hang out and do that. It's all right, you're going to play for the season, do some practice before, and then after that, all right, see ya.
And
That's just
another thing that plays into this thing with NIL, when you only have a certain amount of money and you go, I got to keep this guy. And obviously Auburn poured a lot into Tahad. Are they getting their value out of Tahad right now? Did that cost them a big man? Because obviously they went out and got Murphy, but Murphy, he wasn't even a starter at Mississippi State. And now you're expecting him to be the guy. So did pouring way more money into one guy cost you a key spot at another position? Possibly so. Because right now, I don't think anybody feels like Tahad has lived up to what we probably paid him.
Yeah, Justin said, I'm not excusing the blowouts. I saw a graphic where Michigan has 5 40-point wins this season.
Just take Michigan out of it. Take them out.
Yeah.
I know look, I get it. I'm talking about, let's quit losing the sight of who. Look, this is not about the opponent.
It's about the team in general. You're right.
Auburn scored 60 points on Purdue. All right. I mean, they're a good basketball team, a really good basketball team. But I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Iowa State put 81 on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rutgers even scored 65. It's just that it doesn't feel like it's all about Auburn for me. It's not about Michigan and Purdue. And I don't see a continuity on the floor with this team.
I agree.
See a bunch of individualized effort.
I agree. It does look like individual plays.
When your point guard has 1 assist in a game, and this is over multiple games now, where Stephen Pearl has made it a point to say, we got to do better than this. We got to distribute the basketball better. Well, that's on Todd. That's on Magwood. That's whoever is playing the point position.
Even against Chattanooga, Tahad only had 2 assists. It's not like this is the first time that he's.
Braden Smith had more assists than our team, if that puts things in perspective. And I know he's elite. I know it, but so is Tahad, right? Didn't everybody say coming into the season that he's elite? I mean, he all of a sudden didn't just completely
Against
become
NC
an
State,
afterthought.
he had 1. Like, it's not even.
I mean, Keyshawn Hall had Keyshawn Hall had a subpar night by his standards, 14 points. He's usually in the 20s, and he played 35 minutes. So But when you got Keyshawn Murphy, Kevin Overton, Hall, SWA, Elijah Freeman, and Kevin Magwood, all with more assists than Todd Pettiford, there's a problem. I mean, I'm not the coach. I don't get paid all that money. It's not my responsibility to figure out how to fix it, but it's a problem. Seems like there's a rift.
So what do you do?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you get it through somebody's head that as the point guard, you got to do a better job of distributing the basketball to your teammates and getting them in the game and getting them in the flow of the game. That's why it's all individual effort, because you just got a bunch of guys going either attacking the rim, not looking for skip passes, not looking for cuts. It's like, I'm going to go challenge my guy. And then how many texts did I get this weekend about how terrible of a defender Keyshawn Hall is? They're like, yeah, he's a great scorer, but he is horrendous at defense. So trade one for the other. Trade good for the bad. But just overall as a whole, I think this team, they got a long way to go as a team. So, but anyway, let's talk about a few more of our partners, and then we will roll out for the rest of the day.
Oliver Ross, for all your holiday parties or even going into the spring, go ahead and call on Oliver Ross to be the bartending service for you. They are professional licensed bartenders who are going to be able to go in there, set everything up for them, and then break it all down when they are done. And that right there sells within itself. So all those spring weddings that you have, or even going into summer, whatever it might be, any holiday event, or any, whether it's wedding, work convention, 20 people up to 20,000 people. Oliver Ross is the bartending service for you.
Absolutely. The cart source. Hey, look, the ad matches our background. How can you go wrong? Alabama's premier golf cart superstore. Easy Go, Cushman, Yamaha, Club Car. They have the best brands. And look, even though it's the week of Christmas, you still have time for that last minute awesome Christmas present to pull up right there in the driveway. One of the top golf cart producers around. Alabama's premier golf cart superstore, the Cart Source in Davil, Alabama, right there on Highway 280. Russell Medical Center, one of the top 3 best hospitals in the state of Alabama, networked with UAB Healthcare. So small town, great doctors, great facilities, everything that you need. Go to check out Russell Medical Center in Alexander City and Alex City Marine. Now is the time to buy a boat. Don't wait till the summer. Don't be scrambling. You need to go do it now. 256-215-3474. Center consoles, pontoons, bass boats, whatever it is that you want, they've got it. And check it out. All right, Faith. I'm going to shut the heck up and hopefully continue to get better as the week goes along. But you got anything that you want to add?
Hope everyone has the best week ever. We'll still be on.
Yes, tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yes, tomorrow and Wednesday, so make sure to tune us in.
Who else gets in the portal between now and then? We're up to 21 or 22. I've lost count.
21.
Somewhere in there. 21?
Uh-huh.
Maybe 21, 22. So anyway, yeah, I know a lot of people traveling, so make sure you be careful out there. Be nice to people, and we will see you tomorrow for more of the Auburn Blitz.